Hey!
Welcome to the Rooster Teeth Podcast. No thanks to JJ for calling us about 10 seconds early.
JJ.
Yeah, it's great. The intro to the first part was way better than your
I
recovery
thought
intro.
so too. Well, the second
People
time,
will not know how great it was.
Yeah, I'm just jaded.
Can't recap
Because
the
sometimes
magic.
I'm afraid that the monitor's not working. We've had that before.
Yeah.
So when the director points to me, I go, director.
Well, now
JJ
the screen goes.
Congratulations on the promotion.
Floor manager, I should say. Floor manager. Who's directing right now? Is it Chris?
Chris.
Because we got Brandon out here. We got actually. So you got Ben, Gus, Ben, Brandon, Burnie.
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Three
Welcome to the
Bs.
Podcast. Cut to me,
Gavin-
Chris. Thank you. Hey.
Gavin
So
is
listen.
not here this week because he's in England visiting his cat. So I'm the British person this week.
Really?
Yes.
You're gonna like
This-
bring us up a
this-
couple IQ points though, hopefully.
We'll see. I'm drinking, so hopefully.
I had to notice the difference. Before we went live, Brandon was sitting Chris down at his desk and getting him ready to direct the show. And I don't know what I was doing, I was tracing a cable or something. And then I just hear Chris start screaming, going, "Oh my God, there's a fucking toenail on the desk."
Fingernail. It was a fingernail.
Why
So
did you say
disgusting.
toenail then?
Jesus.
Oh, I don't know, because he overreacted. He does that. It's a fingernail.
Who was it in the old office? There was someone who used to cut
It's
their
my
fingernails
desk.
into a desk drawer.
Jeff.
Was it Jeff or
Yeah,
Matt?
It was Jeff.
So gross.
It was at the Buda office, right at the apartment.
And it was a little thin drawer about that big, and you'd open it up, and there were all these tiny little fingernail trimmings in there. It was so fucking disgusting. And apparently it was seen as totally normal. No big deal. That you would leave like discarded parts of your own human body.
It was.
See, I wasn't collecting them.
It was no shit. It was years of fingernails.
It's gross.
So I do something that my wife says is kind of gross. I want to get y'all's feedback
I know,
on it.
okay.
it is. It's gross.
So sometimes I get like loose skin on my foot.
yeah,
right?
it's gross.
Oh.
And I'll like peel it off. And my dog likes to eat it, so I just.
No,
God.
no.
Why is it gross?
You feed it to your dog?
Yeah.
If he knew what was happening,
He
that's
likes
not
it.
how
He
no,
likes-
he doesn't understand.
He likes to lick my feet. He likes.
How do you know he likes to lick your feet?
I have to wear socks all the time because if I don't, he will go to town licking my fucking feet.
Maybe he thinks that's just like his payment for having to get to live in your apartment. Maybe he thinks that's just like.
Isn't he going to get all your shingles or whatever it is?
No, that's fine.
Nah, dogs
By
can't get
eating your
shingles.
DNA?
Dogs don't get it.
Jesus.
Nah. What are you worried about? You get this DNA. What's
I mean, I wouldn't want to eat Gus,
The dog
would
has
you?
like a lab. He's like cloning me.
half Gus, half dog gets made. So here's why it's disgusting. You pull the loose skin off of your feet, right?
Is that gross? That's not
Would
gross.
you eat it?
Why do you have
absolutely
loose
not.
skin
Why
on your
not?
feet?
Because it's gross.
Because it's gross. That's it. That's the exact rationale.
But it's a dog. A dog will eat shit.
Do you let your dog eat shit?
Absolutely not.
Do you feed
Okay,
the dog
what's
your
the
own
diff-
shit?
No.
See?
That's gross. I gotta draw the line somewhere. That's
What's
not
the line?
ridiculous. The feet is fine.
Why? Like, what about that makes sense?
I'm also
wash
kind
it
of worried about you. Why do
occasionally.
you have loose skin on your feet?
Yeah,
What does
that's
that
the other
mean?
thing.
You ever
Like,
get like
what
dry
happens?
feet and then you got like a little piece of skin just like click right off?
No.
No.
Do you
I
have
think
that?
that
Have you
might
ever
be a
had that
medical
problem?
condition. I don't remember what it's called, but it's not normal. I don't have
It's
that.
wanna see
normal
it?
for you to
yeah.
sit around your house and have parts of your feet fall off.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that. Like I've got a blister that made like
Yeah.
some loose skin.
Yeah, like
and
occasionally.
that
You
So
should-
maybe I've got a medical problem.
But that's like an
here
event.
on the podcast.
How regular is this? Like, are we talking every week, every
No,
day?
like once a month maybe?
I mean, that's still.
What are you gonna do if Benjamin gets sick and you go to the vet and the vet's just kind of like, it's kind of weird. There's human skin in his stomach. Do
It's gonna
you
get
know anything about
digested.
that? No. Would you admit it? Would you say
Yeah.
yes? I let my dog eat my feet skin.
Yeah. I give him the privilege.
Would they arrest you? Isn't that animal cruelty?
No.
To feed yourself to them?
The dog is lucky. He's not eating some
Jesus.
cheap, shitty dog food. He's eating 100% Gus.
God.
It's grade A quality.
Oh,
When I
man.
flew back from Australia, I got really lucky. I managed to use miles, and I upgraded to business class on the flight back. And I got to ride upstairs in the 747. And for the first time ever, I saw the cockpit of the 747.
Yeah?
I never realized it's not down on the first floor. It's upstairs.
I've
Doesn't
never been
matter
on a
where
plane
the
with
fuck
2
that is.
floors.
No, but
You're not seeing anything out the front of that plane. You're just
Yeah.
seeing like sky. You don't even see the ground. They land that plane without seeing the ground. They're just looking at dials.
unless they're that Southwest flight that comes in fucking nose gear first.
Wow. Or what was the Asian one where?
Ajana?
Did you hear what happened with that? The San Francisco television station?
Yeah.
Oh,
won
they're
that?
getting sued.
They dropped the lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
that was unbelievable. I can't believe that happened.
It was some intern at the NTSB who did that.
and he was happy about it, right? Didn't
Yeah, he did a
post about
red
it?
AMA.
Nice.
He's an idiot. That guy is a fucking
I feel like that's
idiot.
our new 5 minutes of fame is. Oh, I'll do an AMA.
Yeah, but look, there's a difference between 5 minutes of fame and literally making yourself unemployable for life. I mean, this kid, okay, what did he do, first of all? There was this, what's the name of the plane? Gus, what's the name of the airline?
Plane.
Asiana?
That's not real, is it?
Yeah,
Asiana?
Asian and with an A at the end. So what the intern did was I guess he was an intern at the NTSB, and when the local Fox affiliate called to verify the pilots' names, he made up fake names like Something Wong and
Oh yeah, no, that's that.
We
thing,
Too Low.
yeah,
'Cause the plane
Banged
came-
in Boom or something like that. Banged in Ow.
Banged in
And then the
Ow.
Fox affiliate ran it as news because they got confirmation from the NTSB, but the intern had just made the names up because I guess it was his last day or
Yeah,
something.
and the story was the plane kind of went nose first into the runway.
tail first.
Tail first.
Yeah.
That is an important job that guy had. And to do that, and then he posts about it like it's funny on Reddit and did an AMA. Seriously, any employer from this point on, I'm assuming if he worked at the NTSB, he wants a job in either civil service or in aviation.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. He's not going to be employable. They're not going to employ that guy. I mean, they might because, idiots tend to prosper, but I would think that they search his name for 2 seconds. They're like, what the fuck? No, we're not hiring
Oh,
you.
it's that guy? No, fuck it.
Yeah. No
People
shit.
did-
You know what I'm going to bring up, don't you?
What, that I made us connect as long as possible?
Listen,
That
here's what Gus
fucking
used to
lie?
do. Shut up. Here's
no
what Gus
one
used to do.
supports you on this. This is a total lie.
I support me on this because I was there and I was the only one with any flying experience.
Bernie used to fuck dogs. I support me on it. I can make up lies too.
I was in college. I needed the money. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I'm a neutral party, so explain.
So here's
You
what
don't
Gus.
know.
Gus used to book our travel. I'm going
Yeah.
to explain what happened, then he's going to lie.
remember
You
that.
tell me who's right. We used to book travel through Gus exclusively. That's by far the shittiest fucking job at Rooster Teeth. Sorry, Megan. Megan's not doing it now. Because everyone's like, you're like, I just want to fly to San Jose from Austin. And then it should be like, okay, here's your flight on the days you requested. And everyone's like, I don't know. 8 a.m., that's kind of early. You're like, fucking. Imagine booking your own travel and what a pain in the ass that is. Then booking it for other people, and then they hem and haw, and they're just dicks. It's a hard job.
It sucks.
So let me tell you why Gus was bad at the job that sucks. Because when we first started traveling, a bad part about living in Austin is that there are not many direct flights from Austin to other places. We can go to LA, we can go to New York, Chicago, but everywhere else we got to pretty much connect through Dallas. So what Gus used to do, for whatever reason,
This story is a lie, by the way, and false.
because he was so inexperienced at travel, I was sitting there and I would have like these 3-hour layovers, or 3.5-hour layovers in Dallas. I'm like, what the fuck is with this? Why am I waiting 3 hours every time? I finally asked Gus about it, and I said, Gus, can you see if there's like shorter layovers? He goes, oh, there usually are shorter layovers, but I booked the longer layovers so that we don't ever miss our flights, our connecting
I
flights.
can tell you why it's a lie right now with proof. You said I did it because I was an inexperienced traveler. By the time we started Rooster Teeth, I'd already been working at that other place where I'd been traveling for fucking years already.
So who did I have this conversation with then?
Nobody. It wasn't me. I don't know who else you talked to in your day. It sure as fuck wasn't me. I
It
never
absolutely
did
was
this.
you. It was-
You can ask every other employee who I booked travel for. Everyone says that story is false and did not happen.
I remember because it was so fucking out of character for you. I clearly remember
Because
it.
I didn't fucking do it.
You
of
did
course
do
it's
it.
out of character.
But I just imagine
ask
this.
Matt and Jeff. They'll both tell you that never
was you.
happened.
It was totally you.
Bullshit.
You wanted longer layovers.
Bullshit.
Did Jason ever book our travel?
No.
Ever? No.
Maybe occasionally, like 1 or 2 off trips, but I don't think like not as a regular thing.
No, yeah. The other problem too is you remember how we both went through periods where we wouldn't fly with certain people. I got stuck on a watch list, a no-fly watch
God.
list, where I couldn't check in at the kiosk.
You got that and I didn't.
Yeah, I got it for a dumb reason though. It was a Homeland Security thing, and it was basically what it was. I'll explain it. This is really one of the dumb things about living post 9/11 America.
Okay.
When Red versus Blue took off, the first season when we started selling DVDs, a bank account that we started for Rooster Teeth had nothing in it, and then all of a sudden we started selling DVDs and it went up. And Homeland Security had this job of like trying to identify all of a sudden large growing accounts to figure out like where the money was coming from. So I had to meet with my accountant at Homeland Security, and I had to show where every dollar was coming from. Like, we're selling, DVDs for $20 a pop and T-shirts. I go, I can't literally show where every single one of these transactions comes from. It's not like that. And because it was like a new business, an internet business, I just kind of got flagged from that discussion, and I was on this no-fly watch list for like 3 years. Really weird problem to have. Kind of one of those problems you want to have. But anyway, what happened was anybody who flew with me and then ended up on the list as well. And then they couldn't check in at the kiosk. So nobody at the company would fly with me. I had to like book my own tickets and
Yeah,
go
you book
separately.
separate reservations.
And
So
the
you
other
book
one-
your own tickets, huh?
After,
Story falls
after-
apart very quickly
after-
upon further investigation.
This is clearly after the first year because I got stuck on the list like 6 months after the DVD came out. So it was a year and a half.
I didn't book the first year. You used to book travel before me.
No,
I
I-
took over at the fucking apartment in Buda, which was year 3.
Nah, it's not true.
That is 100% true.
That is true, you did that, but we had the conversation in the
see?
apartment in Buda, And you did do it. I swear to God, it was. No, I should swear
The
to God.
fucking contradictions are that the story falls apart.
It's not falling apart. It's because you were doing it.
It fell apart. I'm sorry, past tense.
Nah.
The important thing is you're friends now.
Yeah,
and
right.
it's all in the
That's-
past. It's behind
that's
us.
the best part.
Let's just move on with our lives.
let me read.
We used to play a game in college, which was called push ball, and it was all the different fraternities would play it in like intramural day, and you
In
know
what
those
day?
big
Intramural.
6-foot rainbow balls, like they're 6 foot in
Yeah.
diameter, so you can like if you're my height, you can almost see over the top of it. They're a little bit bigger than 6 feet in diameter, so it's a huge ball, and they put it out in the middle of a football field. And we could have, if I can remember correctly, I think we'd have 12 guys on the field at one time, okay? And our goal was down there, and their goal was down there. And we'd line up on the opposite side, try to push the ball to our goal, okay? That's 100% of the rules. That was it. It was basically a 12-man fight with a huge fucking rainbow ball in the middle of it. Your job
It sounds
was,
like a Halo game type.
yeah, there was
Yeah.
4 people who would push on the ball. Those were usually your biggest guys, and they would push on it. Then there were guys, so there's 4 guys usually on each side pushing, and then the ball would want to go up too. So you'd have like try to push it down and push it forward. Then there's other dudes who would come running. You would run up the backs of your guys and go over the top of the ball to hit the other guys off the other side who were pushing in your direction.
Why couldn't you run around?
And you would literally go over the top like punching like this. And then there were these guys, the position was called hookers, which sounds weird.
Interesting.
Go figure.
following you.
And their whole job was to run by at full speed around the backside of the ball and grab people by the fucking neck and pull them off the ball so that you could get the ball moving. And then the other people who were left on the team were basically, their job was just to run around and punch everybody else who was trying to interfere.
What is
wrong
No,
with
it
that?
was-
Is there like an international committee?
It was horrible. It was one of the most brutal things
I
I've
love
ever
the
been
name just
involved with.
push ball.
But it was still absolutely fun. It was called push ball.
What do you play? Push ball.
Yeah, and it was only played one day a year, and it was a very violent competition.
And that
Was
was
it
allowed.
the day before like your healthcare benefits lapsed? Like make sure everyone's covered.
Dude, we were in college. It didn't matter. Oh shit! There's lots of photos of this push ball.
I'm
I
excited
once
about
went
this.
to a party at Burnie's house, and he had a cooler full of beer, bottles of beer like this one. And I reached into the cooler, pulled it out, and I popped the top off. And it was a clear bottle, like I don't know what it was. But
Black
I looked
Corona.
at it, and there was like a ring of rust all around the lip. And I was like, oh, that's kind of gross. So I put it aside, and I pulled another one out of the cooler. I opened it, and it also had the ring of rust. So I went to Bernie. I was like, how long have these been sitting in the cooler? And Bernie said, I don't know, 2 years.
Not 2 years.
So
I
they
didn't
had
go,
been sitting there
"Good
in
God."
water to the point where they had rusted up for years.
Are you more embarrassed that I would have a party and I wouldn't want to see you for another 2 fucking years? I wouldn't invite you back over.
I can't drink enough to drink all the beer you bought 2 years ago, apparently.
No, and I will like I'll have a party and I'll buy booze for the party,
Here's the thing.
liquor
Are you
and
a-
beer.
Is it beer thing, or are you a spirit person? Like
No,
what-
like I'll buy bottles of booze, like liquor, and
Right.
I'll go to have my next party, and I'll go get the bottles of liquor. I'll look at them, and they're like literally covered in dust. When I'm
Yeah.
at my house, I just don't ever think to drink. It's just not a thing that I do.
I mean, like in American parties, because I still don't get it. I've been trying to figure out for like 6 years. Do people like beer seems so popular here? I don't feel like beer's very big in England. Like we just drink spirits all the time. Maybe because we, I don't know.
it's a
Like
cultural thing.
Yeah.
beer's a pretty big part of.
I feel like
American
I feel
culture.
like
beers
yeah.
and beer are a big thing. Isn't there like a big pub culture with like different beers?
Yeah, but like
for
young
a
people
pint?
wouldn't go really to pubs.
You're not drinking pints
You-
of whiskey.
Shaun of the Dead, they went to the fucking Winchester.
No, I'm
and they
saying
got a
but-
pint.
There's a whole movie coming
I'm
out
saying
this week.
that- yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see that. But I'm saying like at university, like you wouldn't go to. Basically, we have a different system for you where we have pre-drinks, so we drink for a few hours and then we go clubbing. And
That's
like
a totally different system than
There's
what we
people
do
in
in
the
the
UK
US.
right now
I-
go, what
I-
the fuck is he talking
I'm just
about?
saying. I'm just saying.
You and your friends
we
don't
wouldn't
drink
beer.
You and your friends.
No, I've been to. I know I've been drinking with people that aren't my friends, and no one really has beer. It's all just let's just buy a bottle of rosé, buy a bottle of wine, just down it all.
No
and
one
go
has
out.
kegs. Is our kegs?
Kegs are
not
not a thing. No,
Do you have red party cups?
we do not have that. I bought some from CVS just to take home.
You
They're
just start-
in my
you just
hotel
start
room.
shipping them back to you. Is that what they're
Foreign
doing
people
for you?
are so fucking
we love
excited
that.
about
Did you
red
see-
party
we love
cups.
So
that.
we had a party while we were down there at PAX at the Kodiak Club in Melbourne. Did you see that they had those red solo cups at the door?
They did.
They were
Wow.
wrong.
They did the wrong cups, or
Did you see them?
No.
Like they weren't quite right. So they were red and plastic, but instead of having the rings going this way around them, they were like vertical.
What?
Like all the way around it. I was like, the fuck is this?
See,
They're
we
like,
just
"Oh,
have
it's a
to-
party
you throw it at 'em and go.
And I was like, this is wrong. This isn't right.
then they cried because there's an old sham.
What
was
even is
blown.
that? Is that like? Is there one company that has a monopoly on red
Solo
cups?
cups.
Solo.
Is that what it's literally called? The company is Solo.
S-O-L-O.
What the?
They have their own song too.
Bye.
Bye.
Any day now.
See, you wanted to fire me.
There you go.
Gotta get drunk. Gotta get drunk. Gotta get drunk at the Rooster Teeth Podcast. Gus is the man in charge, and Burnie makes it go too long. Gavin's British and Brandon's not smart. Joel loves Golden Michael, Rage quits, Jeff is just cool, and Jack has a beard. And Barbara's Canadian. So get a beer and get drunk and laugh at the Rooster Teeth Podcast, formerly known as the Drunk Tank.